Do you want to introduce yourself?
I'm Rixel.
Hi. Do you want to introduce yourself? The girls are quiet.
My name is Anchao.
Anshul. Okay.
My name's Sayuri.
Siri, I know your name is written on that. In your name is written think. So if I forget your name, I'll be going on saying, oh, hi, think. Yeah?
My mum wants me to take this class because she wants me to prepare for my St. Olaf's test.
Okay. That's good. So we can get started. If you look at the scene, if you look at about creative writing, the best thing about creative writing is you have to be as creative as you can. Yeah? So normally when you start doing creative writing, the first thing we say is you should think about the five senses. You know what the five senses are?
Yes.
Yeah. So you have to think about the five senses when you're thinking about creative writing. So if you look at this here, what we have is, what can you tell me about this picture? If you went somewhere where you see this, I have something like Christmas for you guys. Yeah, because it's a festival season. I know you guys can't go out of your house because of tier 4, but still looking at this picture, what idea do you get? It looks like it's like somewhere in the fun fair.
I think you can tell that it's a very crowded, decorative place.
Yeah. So
It's very
how would you
exciting.
describe this place like? How would you describe it as?
Popular.
So I can give you guys, you can write it on for me. If I go on this page here, I can you can also write on the board. You can also write on the whiteboard. This is something really good about this classroom. So I'll give you 2 seconds. Think about this one. If you have this picture in the mind, yeah, I want you to describe this picture. I will tell you guys turn by turn. I will give you what do you say? I'll give you the right to write on the board. Yeah,
Yeah.
one by one. If I have to describe this picture, how would I do it? Remember, when you're describing something, you have to describe in a way. Now, the other person, like these girls, if you're describing, the girls should be like, oh, wow, look at this boy. The way he describes is so good. So, you should try using your adjectives. Basically, think about adjectives, how to describe this place. Because if I was describing this place, I would say that it's a crowded place. Yeah.
Yes.
It looks like a crowded place with a lot of people there. If I'll zoom in a little bit, you can see now. And I can see that I think so this must be before COVID, because there's no social distancing in this picture at all. No.
Yes, there's no social distancing.
You won't find anything right now. Imagine this is last year, not this year. So if something is like this is this year, you won't find it. In this year, everything will be like, oh, it'll be 2 meter distance. People won't be standing like that. You'll be see a lot of people in masks and things like that. But here I can't see that. Can you tell me one thing which I can see in this image basically? What's one thing common about the weather or something? Think about the weather. What do you think the weather is?
It could be.
Rainy.
Yes, you're right. It's raining because I can see everybody carrying umbrella, different color umbrellas. If you see that, yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
So different umbrellas. Everybody's carrying different umbrellas. If you look at them, the way that they all of them have umbrellas. If you look at the images, all of them have umbrellas. So that there are different umbrellas here. Everybody's doing that. And I can see there are some rides there. If you look at that, there's a fun fair going on and they're right. And I can think there could be a queue or something to go in the line.
It could be a festival. Like a festive party or something.
Yeah, could be.
It's most likely to be a ride because in the middle you can see that there are lots of people gathering around it.
Yeah. And when you start writing creative writing, if you have something like this, like you said, you will be preparing for St. Olive's. Yeah. So if you
Yeah.
have they'll tell you, basically, they'll tell you, look at this picture here, and you have to describe this picture. And when you're describing a picture, you have to create your own characters. Yeah. So you
Yeah.
could create a character. You could be any one of them. You could be any one of the person carrying umbrella. You could be the one who's sitting for the ride. So in creative writing, you have to create your own characters. So I'll tell you how to create characters afterwards. First of all, I want three of you to think about describing this picture. Anything about this, I will give you the right to write on the board, and I'll see which one of you used the most is most creative in describing.
I don't think I know how to write on the board.
I'll tell you how to. You won't be able to see it right now because I have taken the right away. So if I, for example, I give you the right on the board, yeah, I've given you that.
Okay.
You can just write on the side. You can see there's a pencil or there is a T written. That's your test post,
That's a
and
Yeah, I can see it too.
you can just say, yeah. So this is the way how you can write when I give you the right to write on the board. Your right is taken away. You think about it first, then I'll give you the right. I'll get I'll get the picture back for you guys. When you're ready, just tell me. I will give you the right to write on the board and you can do it. Yeah? I'll give you some seconds to think about it.
Are we allowed to write, let's say, if we were one of the people there, to see what we could see?
Sorry, what's that?
Are we allowed to write if we were one of the people there and describe what we see?
Yeah, you can. I mean, you are this. You could describe anything in the picture. You can describe the ride. You could describe anything you want.
Yeah, because I'm trying to think that if I was one of the people in the picture and what I could see.
Does it have to be words or can it just be like a short phrase?
Could be anything. You could describe anything. When you're done, remember, I can see so many things. You can just try writing anything. So I'll tell you each one at a time. I'll rub this out what you did before. So who wants to start writing first? All of you have your mics off. If you on your mics, It'll be easy for me to know which one wants to do it. Who wants to do it? Who wants to try writing first?
I'm writing.
You want to do it? Okay. I'll just let me on your writing skills. Okay, you can write now. Let's see how you describe your.
Wait, is it typing?
I have not done yours. I've just done Teke's first.
Oh, right.
So let him do it first, then you can do after him. Okay. Do you want to start writing now?
Okay. Okay.
When I reached the site, I was greeted by many unfamiliar faces of people.
Are we supposed to be able to see what the other person's writing?
Yeah, can't you see what he's writing?
No, I've just got a blank screen with your faces on them.
If you just move the faces a little bit, just move it down and up, you can see him writing.
Yeah.
Did you see it now? When I reached the site, I was greeted by many unfamiliar faces of people. Each person was eager to get out of the cold influence of the rain and into the warm heart of a blazing fire. You did write so much in a minute.
I didn't write that much.
You didn't. That's good. But in this, the only thing I could see that if you're saying about faces of people, the best creative writing is if you describe what type of people did you see, yeah? Just saying faces of people. Were the faces happy, angry?
Cheerful.
Yeah. So the other person who's looking at your creative writing, remember, there'll be a lot of kids who'll be doing creative writing. So your creative writing should be different from them because everybody would be writing about people, but nobody would be writing about the type of people. Cheerful people, yeah, that makes more sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's see. Do you want to write now? See,
Okay.
let me just give you the right for writing now. Wait a second. Give me a minute. Yeah, you can write now.
Not working.
What's not working?
red.
Do you have a T on there on the side?
I click it, but then when I go into the whiteboard, it's just
You click it, you need to move it where you want to write. Get the T where you want to write, and
right. I got it.
and then you can write on it.
It's not working.
What do you want to write? You can tell me, I can write it for you then.
Okay. As I stepped forward,
Sorry?
as I stepped forward,
As I step
dazzling bright lights,
sorry, what's that?
dazzling bright lights,
There's always spelling it wrong. You want to try writing it for yourself? If you do it, I'll tell you how you do it. You can just say it. It'll make sense. Tell me what you wrote.
okay. As I stepped forward, dazzling bright lights surrounded me. Colorful umbrellas hung over the ecstatic people.
Good. That's a nice one. Did you see the words he used? Yeah. So basically, in creative writing, this is how you do. Do you want to try telling yours then? I'll go back to the picture. I think so. The think is left. I forgot her name.
Um,
What did you write? You want to tell what you wrote?
I wrote, as I went into the dazzling festival, I heard noisy, as I went into the festival, I saw dazzling lights that blinded me with happiness. As I strode forward, lots of people holding umbrellas greeted me cheerfully as they told me how wonderful the festival had been. It was noisy and bright, but I had lots of fun.
That's a nice one. So, did you see the girls use a lot of adjectives? This is something you have to use. Yeah? Okay? You didn't use so much of adjectives. Did you see the difference about their creative writing and yours? It needs to be having little more adjectives and describing words. Yeah? But all of you did really well. That's so good. So basically, this is the way how you describe the picture. Let's see what the next one says. The next one is saying is a Christmas market at night. So this is the next picture. Yeah. So what you can see in this one? Do you prefer the first one or you prefer this one more?
I prefer the first one.
You prefer the first one.
Mm,
What about you both? Which one?
The
I
first
would
one. The first one
Yeah.
for me because it has more things to describe in it.
So here you go. I've come with the first one again. Yeah. So the first one, you can see a Christmas tree here. They are saying a Christmas tree. And the Christmas tree is so, if you look at the Christmas tree, what have they said about the Christmas tree? It's a golden Christmas tree, yeah? So basically, you could describe how tall is the tree here, or you could describe about the people like you guys did. Your first paragraph in a creative writing, when they ask you in your 11 plus or anywhere, could be in your SATs when you guys go, they'll be asking you to describe this picture, and they'll say, not picture, they will say, describe this image. And then they will be giving you like describe in 3 paragraphs or something like that. So the 3 paragraphs, the first one is the introduction. You have to introduce about the scene, everything what you see in the picture. The second one is basically your suspense. Like you have to create a suspense or any happy suspense or anything else could be in the picture. You could create that. And the last is the conclusion. So I could say that if I want to create a suspense because it's so crowded, if a child has gone with the parents might lose the child or something like that because it's a Christmas tree. They must have gone to see a Christmas tree, the one in the middle. If you see here,
The tall one.
yeah, the tall one, the golden one. The silver
the
golden
one-
is golden. I don't know. It looks like something like that. So they must have described the tree or this. Oh, my pen has just done it. So the way they describe the tree is, I would start my first one of describing how this where this place is. Basically, the first one is I plan to go to the fun fair with my parents near the Christmas time. And when I entered the fun fair, it was so crowded. I was really surprised to see so much of crowd. People were just standing there, and the best thing was I had my friends there. So I left my parents and I went and met my friends. Yeah. Imagine you're going for on this ride, the one in the middle, and your parents are going somewhere here to have ice cream or something. So your parents, I have told you, just be in the queue of this line. Don't be away from this queue. We'll meet you guys in a while. And with the excitement to meet your friends, you just forgot the advice given by your parents. You do absolutely opposite. What do your parents tell you? You just do the opposite.
Yes.
And then what happens? You're lost. Yeah. So in my first one, I would be describing the first one would be where you have written in the first one, because you have three things in your creative writing. The first one is basically called the introduction. You introduce the characters in your story. And the second paragraph is basically what do you write? The suspense or anything. It should be the introduction. Introduce the characters in the story is the first one. The second one is the main one. You mainly write the main things about the story. And the third one is your conclusion. And remember, when you're writing a creative writing, you need to think about the five senses. You have to include your five senses in it. And the things you have to also include is your adjectives or adverbs, and speech marks if you want. Speech marks are also a good way of writing creative writing, and speech marks are basically used when you have a descriptive writing, the one you just had now, where they tell you to describe the picture and things like that. It's not correcting my adverbs. Okay, there should be a gap here. Another thing in creative writing they want you guys to do is to use similes. You know what similes are? Yeah?
Yes.
You can use lots and lots of them. In this one, you can say that it was as bright as, I'm thinking bright, or What can I use for bright? Do you know any similes for bright? Which one can you use for that?
Another one.
Yeah, tell me.
As, it was as bright as the sun.
As bright as the sun.
Could we use a simile for the tree? Like
Yeah, you can. The tree was as tall as the Christmas tree was as tall as the
a
giraffe.
giant.
I know this is normally I've seen in schools. The kids normally do that. He's as tall as a giraffe. No,
Giant.
could be giant. Yeah, I'm thinking whose house is making sound? Dickie's house is making a sound. I'll mute him for some time. Then I'll mute when he wants to speak. Yeah. So it's as bright as the sun, or you could do anything else. And always remember, in the conclusion, when you end the story, you could do that. To be, this is something I've seen the kids always do. They always do it. To be continued. When they don't find anything else, they just say to be continued. No, this is the basic thing I've seen the kids always doing it. Let me see what else they're saying. Okay. See, this is the way they have told you how to describe. In this, the first thing they are saying here is the fairground rides. So they have given you the rides. The place is in the fairground rides. This is the rides name. And we didn't remember how to name the rides. You should also tell what ride you are going on. Yeah. This is something you have to be really careful when you're describing something. The sights and sounds of the fairground. So you also have to describe the sounds. When you go on a ride, you have to also imagine you're going on this ride, yeah? And you're going on this ride, you have to describe what you can hear of the ride. The ride was so fast, I was just lost in it. And or you could say that the ride was so slow, I could hear the people behind me. You should also describe what the people behind you are also saying. I saw the people behind me were making, they were saying something like something, what could I say? Or the smell was so bad. He wants to speak something. So let's office. You want to speak something?
No.
No? Who wants to speak? I just saw raise my hand with someone.
Oh, it was me.
Yeah, you will say something.
Could you say that the ride was so fast that everything was a blur?
Yeah, you can. That's a good one. You could
That's
also
one
say
right.
that the people behind you, you could smell the boys eating crisps or something. You can smell his crisps, or you could smell a baby's having a milk or something. You can smell the Nesquik or something in his milk or something like that because you're so bored. Or you could also describe the people who are not on the right, like you can see there are two people walking. If you look at you want to speak something now, yeah?
Yes. Could you say the rancid smell was so bad that that the smell overpowered everything around me, engulfing my nose?
Yeah, that's also a good one. You can say that. So basically, you have to, when you're describing something, because when you go in SATs, I remember when I was doing SATs, you guys had to say about you're going on a ride, and you have to say about the people who won the shopkeeper and things like that. You could see from the ride. So you have to describe. You could also describe the sky. Because when you're going on the ride, you're looking when the ride is going round and round, you could describe uh, the sky, but they are asking you the sights and sounds. So sounds would be the one of the right sound, or you could see the sound of the shopkeeper when he's selling something. So sounds are basically for the shopkeeper. The next thing what they're asking you, the stalls. See what I told you. So these are the things they want you to describe in the creative writing. Then another thing they want you to describe is the stalls. What may be sold at the different stalls. So you have to describe the one behind the behind you was saying the previous one was to describe about the ride when you're sitting on the ride and how to describe the sounds and the fairground, everything. And the next thing, what they want you to describe is the different stalls. Do you want to speak something?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
In the background, could we describe the Ferris wheel?
Yeah, you can.
Okay.
So, what about this one? Think about this one now. I'll give you 2 seconds to you guys. Think about the stalls. Yeah. Take a
Could you
speak.
say? Could you say? I could hear the. I could smell the. I could pick out the smell of frying donuts behind me.
Yeah. Because smell could be anything. Basically, they want you to describe in the first one, they want you to describe about the playground and things like that. The fairgrounds, right? Sorry, about the rides. And the next one, they want you to describe the stalls in the rides. How you felt about the stalls. Whether the stalls were good or bad.
Could you see? I could smell the sweet aroma from the candy floss stall.
Yeah, and you could also describe you're one of them eating ice cream or something. I don't know why I want to have ice cream today. It feels like always thinking about ice cream, but it doesn't. Oh, here's ice cream. See, this stall, the one here, has the ice creams here or donuts. I don't know. Should I zoom in a little bit and you guys can see? Is it ice cream or donuts?
It looks like ice cream.
Yeah, it looks like ice cream.
No, actually, it looks like a cafe stall.
Oh yeah. So you could basically describe him how this person is the girl here. You could be any one of here. You could be the girls could be this one here. No? So basically in creative writing, you have to think what you're describing basically and how are you describing a thing. So in this one, I'll give you 2 seconds. Describe this stall. How would you describe the stall? If you're ready to say, just say. Let me see. Huh? I'm thinking some ways how could you describe a stall? Something really interesting. Have you guys used that book, Tutor Master? Yeah?
No. Could you say? I saw dozens of dazzling lights. Each light hanging around the stalls like a little boy attached to its mother.
Yeah, you can. Because I can see the boys holding his hands of his mother in this one here also. It's a girl or a boy, I don't know. First it looked like a girl, but now it doesn't look like anything. Must be a girl or boy.
powerful smell.
Yeah, was it?
I could smell the strong scent of mint coming from the tea stall.
Yeah, that's a good one. And also, you can, when you go to the, basically, when you go on fairs, you can also smell the ice cream and donuts. Donuts is the one you can always smell. And sometimes the donut smells is so bad, you feel like, oh my god, it's. And have you guys ever gone to a fair?
Yes.
You have. What did you see
Yeah,
there?
I've been to a fair too.
You have? That's good. And there's one way they are saying, you could also say that there's no room for an apple to fall. So it's so crowded. This is another way of saying that there's no room for an apple to fall. It doesn't mean that actually you'll be seeing an apple who's falling. No?
I think it just emphasizes how cramped the space you're given is.
Yeah, it basically tells you how crowded it is. Because remember in the school when I used something like that, one of the child was saying, I can't see any apples in the picture. How can apples fall from the tree? And I was like, okay. So you know how to do this one. Should we see the next one, what they're asking you guys to do? Yeah? Okay. They want you to describe the sweet stall now. So how would you describe a sweet stall now?
Describing the smell.
Yeah, the smell. The candy smell.
How you felt.
I think you would describe it with like the colors, so maybe the look.
Yeah, you can also say because in sweet stalls you'll see speed. What I'm saying, speed, the sweet of different colors. So
Could
you could describe the the sweets. How many colors did you see? You were so excited to see different colors of sweets, and you don't know which one to buy.
Can you show how many sweets there were? Like, let's say there were so many sweets I saw pack behind pack in an endless void.
Or you could also say that there were so many sweets, you got so excited. And then you can describe your excitement. How excited do you get when you see sweets?
I don't get that excited.
You don't get it?
Neither.
You don't like sweets then?
I mean, if I'm given a sweet, I just eat it. Nothing more than that.
But won't you get confused if there are so many sweets? Which one to choose?
I'm the type of person who just sticks to one sweet.
Oh, that's good. You know. Sweets and candy hang from the stall like fruit ripe for picking. See, they have used one. They have given you one example. And this is a nice one. Sweets and candy hang from the stall like fruit wrap for picking. So they have used it another way of saying that. The ones, if you see here, the sweets were hanging. If you're done with this one, we can look at the next one. The next one, you guys will really like it.
Could we say, as I stood there in the queue, millions of colorful sweets amazed me.
Yeah, good. But if you describe a little more about the sweets, small sweets, big sweets, I'm thinking how to describe sweets. There could be something you guys can use for sweets.
Could you say the sweets hung from ropes above, ready to be snatched by eager children?
Yeah, that's a good one. Sugary or sweet means. Or you could also say the sweets were so sugary or something like that. You basically need something for the taste and flavor to describe the taste and flavor of the sweets. Or aftertaste of the sweets. Because sometimes you like eating sweets, and aftertaste is if they are so sugary, your mouth is full of, it looks like your mouth is full of sugar or something like that. Or it's, and you thought the sweet is so sweet, you just have it, and it's that sour, and it's which one, the bitter one, yeah, sour one. So how would
Could
you
you say
feel? So you could also tell about the after effects of the sweets. How would you feel after having it?
Could you say this was after I still had the bitter taste in my mouth?
Yeah, the bitter taste of your mouth. So basically, the after effects of having a sweet or looking at a sweet and getting excited and thinking about, and you're remembering, you can also write about you remembering when you had a particular sweet last time. How did you feel? You still have that smell or whatever you say, that experience, and you can still taste that. Maybe last time you had it thinking it's so sweet and it became a sour sweet, and you don't want to have the same thing again. So let's look at the next one. You guys know a lot of things about this. This is my best one. Christmas decorations. This could be the same this year also. The Christmas decorations are suspended from the stalls like colorful water droplets ready to fall. So again, they have used a lot of rhyme words to describe the Christmas decorations. So you could also use some of rhyme words how to describe that. Yeah.
Could you say there were thousands of colors, each one more unique and different from the other?
Yeah, it can. But if you describe it a little more about the decorations.
Could you say the light bulbs glittered in the store as the sun glittered in the sky above me?
Yeah, that's nice. Or you can also say that the decorations were so colorful. It was like it reminded you of the rainbow or something like that. Because rainbow is have different colors, and if you look at this decorations, it looks like it has different colors like rainbow.
Could you say the colors were so bright that every time I looked at them, it caused my eyes to burn? I don't really know.
Eyes to burn. I'm just thinking.
I just remembered it, but now I forgot about it.
But why would your eyes burn looking at the lights? Maybe they are so bright or something.
I just forgot what I was about to say, so I just tried to think of one.
Yeah, it's fine. At least you tried. That's absolutely fine.
Yeah.
Would it be able to say,
Oh, girls one at a time.
well, would you be able to say, as I looked at the light bulbs, my eyes watered from the color?
Your eyes watered for the color.
Watered from the bright color.
Yeah, you could, but why would your eyes water? Your eyes would be, if you're looking something really bright, you would be excited, won't you? You won't feel like crying looking at the decorations of Christmas. Because when you look at Christmas decoration, you're like your eyes. Sometimes your eyes remain open. You're so excited with the excitement. Yeah.
Could you say I was so excited from the dazzling colors that my eyes refused to blink?
Yeah, that's a good one. You could say that.
Could you say The ornaments were so bright that they glistened in the pitch black.
Pitch black. I can't see any black here. Remember, it's Christmas decorations? No? Because Christmas decorations are supposed to be bright.
I think she means pitch black by the sky.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I thought maybe the decorations were so. Remember her black something?
The pitch black.
Yeah, that's fine. I've misunderstood you. That's absolutely fine. So that's about your decorations. Let's see the next one. Oh, Christmas toys. Who likes? I've never seen any Christmas toys. So how would you describe this one now? So everything is about Christmas here. The toys line up shouting out to be bought. How would you describe this one now?
Could you say the toys were trying their best to look smart and waiting for someone to pick them?
Yeah, the same way like they said. The toys were looking at with excitement to the people, come buy me, or something like that.
So eager for someone to buy them.
Yeah, that's fine.
Could you say, as eager children press their faces up to the window, their mothers try to pull them away?
Yeah, but I think you should add something else in that. No?
Okay.
Because if you're looking at the toys, it looks like the toys want to the toys are shouting for you, come and buy me, or you're excited, or you as a child, you get so excited looking at the toys and you want to spend all your pocket money on them. Yeah, who wants to speak now?
Would you say lots of excited children hurried around, going to their mothers begging for a toy?
Sorry, what's that? Can you just repeat it? I didn't hear you.
Lots of excited children hurried around, going to their mothers begging for a toy.
Yeah, that's a nice one. But just try describing the toy also, because what all of you are giving me is about the parents rushing towards to buy the toys. Just describe something about the toys also, yeah? Yeah?
Could you say the toys shouted from the shop window for eager children to buy them with all their pocket money?
Yeah, that's a nice one. So that's about your Christmas toys. And the last one for this is, let's see if you guys can get this one. Oh, now they're asking you, what did you do? Think carefully about the Christmas market. That was a Christmas market. What can you see? What can you hear? What can you smell? Now let's plan our descriptive piece of writing. So they have given you ideas throughout. So if you look at the ideas, first idea was they had given you a picture. Yeah. In the second one, that was a Christmas market at night. So this is in the Christmas market itself, there was a fair. And the next one, they told you how to describe the Christmas tree. So you could have described how tall the tree is and things like that. And all of you did that really well. And the next one was about the fairground rides. So after this lesson, I'll email this to your parents so you guys can give me one descriptive writing which should have all these things. What do you all have described? Yeah. Try using making characters or things like that, and you should have all these things in it. You should have a fairground rides. You should have the stalls in it. You should be describing the stalls. So these are the things you all are describing. You're describing stalls. You're describing the sweet stall. You're describing the Christmas decorations. This is my best one. It's so nice. And then you're describing the Christmas toys. And in the end, you have to remember that did you use, what did you see, what can you hear, and what can you smell. So you have to use these things in your creative writing, because creative writing and descriptive writing is basically should have all these five senses. So they are just using three senses in this: see, hear, and smell. So you have to use them when you writing about your descriptive writing. And it's, you could also that say that it's in the fair, you could name it, you could have your own name for this. You could say uh, a fairground or something, or rides of Christmas market, but they want you to use it as a Christmas market. The Christmas market is on the side, and on one side they have a fun fair going on. So there are two things they are describing. They're describing about the Christmas market, and they're describing about the fun fair. In the fun fair, they have told you about all these things. They have told you about the Christmas market at night. They have told you the next thing what they did. Oh, my next thing is gone. They told you about the fairground rides. They told you about the rides. They told you about the stalls, and they told you about the sweet stall. So the different types of stalls they have. You could also make your own stalls if you don't want to use the one they have told you. If one of you don't like about sweets, like I'll say that, oh, it's so boring here. Why should I write about sweets? I could write about the ice cream man or something. You're most welcome to do that. Because in the creative writing, you have to be as creative as possible. And the next thing is about the Christmas decoration. If you don't want to use about the Christmas decoration, you could still use the decorations done over the on this ride. If you look at this ride, there's little decoration which is done on the ride here. And the next one you could also write about. The next thing what they have done is about the Christmas toys. So some of you, like, you will say that why I should write about the toys. The toys are so boring. I want to write something else. So go back to the picture, this one here, and you could just write about anything else. You could also write about the umbrellas, umbrella market, because it's so much of rain here. You didn't have an umbrella, you forgot to get your umbrella. You could just find one and describe of the umbrella stall or something. You could see umbrella stall with having so many different umbrellas, different color umbrellas in it. So you could get as many ideas as you want. But in the end, this is something they want you to use, is that what did you see, what can you hear, and what can you smell. You have to use your at least your three senses here. Then they don't want you to use all five. They want you to use only three of them. And then they are saying, now let's plan our descriptive piece of writing. So after that, you have to think that have you included these things. So whenever you do a creative writing, you have to think about the points first. Basically, I don't know, now these days you don't have it, but before they used to tell you to write about your planning. You guys are definitely given points for writing your planning. So planning is something when you do in your creative writing is the things what you will be using in your creative writing, the characters, the things like if I was supposed to do planning about this creative writing, what they have given me, I would have used in the middle the I would have just used something like this and just wrote that Christmas stall, rides, another one. It looks like a sun what I'm making, but it's something like that you do. Yeah.
Could would it make sense on when you're describing the Christmas stalls and the Ferris wheel behind it? Could you say the Ferris wheel towered over my head that had lights that looked like 1,000 stars dancing across the midnight sky?
Yeah, it's good. You can do that. But remember, when you have your planning, you have to write everything what you. It's not like a sun. Yeah. I don't know why I'm using like a sun, but it's normally something like this. They do it. It's like this. It goes
In a
this
way.
way, this way. It's not like a sun. Oh, my, this is making.
Is it
Sorry?
like a spider diagram?
Yeah, spider diagram. Yeah, you got it. You're so clever. Otherwise, I would have just made a sun and told you. On the sun, write different things on the sun. So basically, the planning is normally they ask you to do planning, to say what do you have planned, what are you going to use. And sometimes when they tell you to do planning, the best thing is to write your story first, leave some things for your planning. So when you come back, you could say that, oh, I use this in my creative writing. I can do the planning now. Never do planning in the end, because I had some child who said, Miss, I did something wrong. I wrote the creative writing, I did the planning in the end. Planning is never done in the end. Planning is always done in the beginning. And if you're a little scared that you don't know what you're going to write in your creative writing, the best thing is you could just write your creative writing first and then leave some space in the beginning and just do planning afterwards. Yeah, I think so. We guys are done now. I will be emailing you guys this so you can have this picture with you, and you can use this picture to make your creative writing, your descriptive writing. Yeah. And your parents have my email. You can also email me this, then I'll tell you if you need any improvement in that. Okay. I hope you guys like the class today and you got some ideas how to do a creative writing. You can leave now, guys. Bye, everyone. Thanks for coming.
Bye.
That was our creative writing class today. I hope all, if you want to become, if you want to be live with this creative writing classes, you can. We'll be having a lot of classes. You can buy the tickets of these classes, and you can also be a live part of these classes. And if you are watching us, don't forget to like and subscribe our channel, because we'll be doing lots and lots of things with your children in the coming weeks in the holidays, so that your children don't get bored in the holidays and they enjoy every single thing what they're doing with us. And let me just close it now. Thank you everyone who saw us live today. And I will leave the live here now. And I'll see you guys next week, tomorrow. We are back tomorrow again. I'll see you guys back tomorrow.